what a dedication. I didn't know all that about me. And, I couldn't even remember nothing that they was telling me about. But in all honesty, I thank every last one of you, Mr. Booth, Superintendent Bagley, and the Board of Education, and for dedicating this floor and this event. When Coach Booth called me several months ago, may have been back in October, and said, Coach, said, got something to tell you. He said, we gave a resolution to the board, and they unanimously accepted to name the floor after you. I said, Coach, y'all have brought tears to my eyes. So all along, I was real humble about it, and then I sat down for a little bit with those tears, and I got to thinking about what I was pondering about the people that helped me to get here, you know. And I heard Muhammad Ali one time made a speech at Harvard University. He was addressing the graduates, and Muhammad Ali was, when he was talking, one of the graduates said, hey, Muhammad, say us a poem. And if y'all will remember the legacy of Muhammad Ali, he was a poet. So what Muhammad said was, okay, he did this, me, we. And some scholar or a journalist was sitting over in the audience and said, oh yeah, I'll put it down. So right now, as it is written that Muhammad Ali gave the shortest poem ever written. But if you look into the context of me, we, it could be him by himself or we together. Right now, I'm going to give you some of these we's that put me here in this position right there. First, I'm going to talk about when I grew up. Now, I grew up fast, so y'all be real patient. So I'm not going to talk about when I'm a little kid right there. But I want to thank, first of all, my parents who have passed away. They started grooming me as a little boy, and I didn't even know it. We all didn't know it. It was 12 people in our house. Of course, I got 11 sisters and brothers, but it was 12 people in our house, and we learned from my parents to stay out of each other's way. We also learned to stay together and respect one another right there. And I didn't know it, and I also appreciate them waking me up so early in the morning to go do chores, which I hated back then. But I realized it was only to help me when I grew older. I didn't find that out until later. But, and to the Todd family, thank you right now for your support and all you do. Now, we have a lot of athletes out of the Todd family to play ball here, but they gave a little party last night. You ought to see them girls. And they got moves better than I ever could. But anyway, I really appreciate what was said about me, but it's not all about me. The way I see it, it was the people who got me here. And my parents were one. Also, they also said it takes a community to raise a kid. Now, and back when I came from, it was a whole community. We had West, we had Smiths, we had Bittens, we had, well, everybody, it wasn't just Miss Margaret Todd taking care of us. So we had those people to groom us. And then when I got to middle school, there was people, first of all, let me wind it back a little bit. I'm gonna tell you about a young man when I was growing up, who was also young, but he also gave us the ability to play and created a basketball goal for us players. That was Virgil Benton. Virgil was a leader and a motivator when he was a small kid. He had a milk crate, and he having that milk crate up against the building, man, we had a time of our life on it. And when Virgil got a new basketball goal, and they put it in a field right across their house, Virgil allowed me to have that basketball goal, and I nailed it to a tree in the backyard. And me and Roger Daniel, we wore that thing out, shooting between trees and everything. And we had a nerve to put nets on that thing. But Virgil was also a big influence in what put me here also. Sammy Taylor, Sammy would open up Knob City School for us every weekend. We go up there and play, and we just have a good time. And then I got to middle school. There's Clarence Gamble. Now, all these people gonna come back around, and man, there was Clarence Gamble, who was my first principal and my first middle school coach. Moving on to high school, we have Wayne Mullen, who was the first athletic director here, but he was also my first coach. And Mr. Mullen was been athletic director, and when I became that, I took some notes from Mr. Mullen about how to get what you want. I mean, get what you need, but not what you want, because the budget was a little bit. And then I want to thank also Coach McGuire, Mick McGuire. Coach McGuire groomed me by showing me how the integrity of the game is, well, him being honest and integrity. He also was a great mentor to me, not only as a basketball coach, but also as a principal of the Russellville High School, and it really meant a lot to me. And then Coach Tipton taught me how to rough it out, and he always said conditioning is take you a long way. Now, what I'm getting to is these things was put in me. I'm going to later put it in some young men that worked for me right there, and that worked on this floor. And then we're going to come up to other coaches like Coach Barrett. Coach Barrett, great motivator, got some state championship. Coach Barrett taught me how to motivate, and also how to be straightforward to one another. So I really appreciate those guys as being my mentor. Man, don't like I said, don't get me wrong. There was some women too, and not only my mama, but other people's mama. And if y'all are graduates from Russellville High School, if you ever had Miss Eleanor Piper before a teacher, she Lord. Just so you get in her room, she said, "All right, y'all better jump on board. I'm getting ready to roll." And if that sound familiar to some of y'all, just so they got on me, I used to tell them, just so y'all get in this gym, y'all get ready to roll. So those people kind of influenced me. Now, I'm going to go all the way back to the man that hired me, and that's Coach Jim Young. Jim Young hired me back in the early 80s. I can remember when I was at